Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the Ocean Chicks Horror Podcast. I'm your host, Karen, and tonight in the broadcast studio we have international indie horror filmmaker ALEX VISANI. ALEX is known for such films as Born Dead, Stomach, The Pyramid, and his latest, Blades in the Darkness. I'm a huge fan of his work, so this interview was a great honor for me. So sit back and enjoy the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome to the Ocean Chicks Horror Podcast. I'm your host, Karen, and today in the broadcast studio, we are super lucky to have indie filmmaker ALEX VISANI. Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Everything is good. Now
Awesome.
my new movie is out, so I'm very excited.
Yay! Yeah, I got to take a little peek at that one, and I have to say, good
Thank you.
stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
That one's coming out soon, though, right?
Yeah. Now the movie Blades in the Darkness is out in some. It has a theatrical release in the Balkans, Albany, Kosovo,
Right.
Slovenia, and then it's out in some festivals, some big festivals, such as the Razoril in Belgium, in Bruges, the Buenos Aires Rojo Sangre in Buenos a great festival. And it's doing well. It's doing good.
Good. That's great. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you. I'm truly proud of this, believe me.
Yeah, I love your style. It's just really incredible and really different, and I really appreciate that. So, I haven't seen all of your films yet. I watched Stomach. Of course, I watched Born Dead. I did a review on that one. That's where I came to know you, and I really enjoyed that one too. And then your latest film as well. So just for everybody, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into film and horror?
Yeah. Well, I was a truly fan of horror movies until I was 10 years old. And I was very lucky because my family has a movie theater,
Oh.
So when I was a child, I watched a lot of movies, especially a lot of horror movies.
Wow.
I've been very lucky to see them on the big screen. And I grew up with this passion, and then I start doing some movies, amateur style with my friends. It was very difficult, but my passion grew up, and I start to become a filmmaker and to live with this work. And when you do things, other thing comes. So I knew some producer. I produced something by myself, and then I also wrote a lot of reviews about movies, especially so bad it's good horror movies. In my old site, now it's down, but it was called The Reign of Horror, and it has inside almost 2,000, almost 3,000 reviews made by myself.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a real passion for horror in every form, but especially movies. Movies and books. Also books.
And books too, yeah. Who were some of the people that inspired you growing up?
Like
what movies?
Some writers, of course, Clive Barker, Stephen King, Edgar Allan Poe, Ambrose Bierce, and also some sci-fis such as Robert Sheckley, Ray Bradbury, some great writers, Madsen. And about directors, my favorite one is John Carpenter. Yeah, and
me
also,
too. Yeah.
And John Carpenter, and also from Italy, okay, Lucio Fulci, Dario Argento, it's okay. But I have a true passion for the movies of Joe D'Amato, Aristide Massacesi, the director of Buio Omega. In the USA, I think that the title is Blue Holocaust.
Okay, yeah.
Anthropophagus, and so a director that made porn movies, but also through gems of gore and splatter movies. A great director of photography.
Right. Oh, that's so incredible. I'm wrapping my head around that. What's your favorite film?
Well, it's too difficult to choose one, but I think Prince of Darkness by Carpenter.
I love that film too. I just recently got to see the trilogy, so yeah, I fell in love with them. I think they're really incredible films.
I appreciate a lot that Carpenter stopped doing movies because he knows that sometimes it's better to leave a good memory, okay?
Yeah.
And there are some other directors, such as the genius Argento, for example, that continues and they go down with inspiration. They made bad movies.
Right.
So I don't think it's a good way to finish the career.
Right. Do you have a goal in mind of how long you'll go for?
I don't know. I think in my mind I will never stop because
Creative.
it's my
Yeah.
passion for horror. And
Yeah.
oh well, but I have a dream that bring me alive and kicking. There is another favorite director, but it's not director, producer, and my myth. It's Charles Band. At the time of the Empire, you know. In fact, my Empire video is inspired to Charles Band. So
Ah.
my dream is in the future maybe build a second empire. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking about this. You do practical effects as well? You do
Yeah.
that side of it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that interests me. That's really incredible. I think I have an art background myself, so I'm
But,
always fascinated with that, and I really appreciate that you do practical effects in your films too.
yeah.
I just think it's so much better.
See, yeah, well, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
When I use a computer graphic, is just to correct some,
Yeah. Yeah.
you see too much shadow or too much light, and so you put some. Oh, there is a, on a wall there are some words written. Okay, you use computer graphic to delete.
Right.
But practical effects are the most fascinating part of an horror movie. I think. Well, I grew up with movies from the 70s and the 80s,
Right.
so practical effects were have a total dominion with great effect makers such as Screaming Mad George, Steve Jones, and Rick Baker, Stan Winston. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when I watch movie, since I was a child, I watch the effects, so I try to understand. I buy the book from Tom Savini and watch, and try to replicate this.
Yep.
It's a part of my interior world of passion for the horror movies. So sometimes I do practical effects in my movies. For example, in Born Dead,
Yeah.
I followed the guide of Joe D'Amato because he inside these movies he uses very frequently the meat of a pig, the
Yeah.
skin of the
Yeah.
pig
Yeah.
that can simulate really in a really impressive way the human skin. So you can
Ah.
hit with blades and open it and put down it the blood,
Yeah.
you make a very disgusting effort.
Yeah. Yeah, I've spoken with a few people about that kind of thing, and it's quite an amazing art form. It's really incredible. Do
Yeah.
you I know it's very intense when you're making the films and that kind of thing, but do you dream of these things? Do you have nightmares from it afterwards? Because some of it just looks so realistic, and you put so much gore into your
Yeah.
films too.
The last one it's more quiet about
Yeah.
gore, but the previous one are very violent. Well, I don't. I'm not. I don't dream sequences or effects or gory moment.
Mhm.
I try to put on the movies my past experience. especially
Okay.
bad experience, you know.
Yep.
And
Yep.
with the horror movies, you can manage this bad experience and transform them in something deformed, or very horrible. And
Right.
you know, you free yourself about
Right.
a lot of bad things.
Right. Is it incredible having this vision, this idea in your head, and then seeing it come to life?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Especially on a three-dimensional scale, you know, like seeing it. I think that would be really incredible.
Often, when they came to life, they are not exactly as you imagined
Okay.
before. Okay, it's very difficult. There is no budget. There are a lot of problems, also technical problems. But when they come to life, you feel yourself, wow, tired, yes, but very happy. You know, it's like an orgasmic sensation. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah. What I love about your films too is that there's not just the gore, but you always have these really incredible, unique stories going on with the whole thing as well. Um, you know, that I think adds another level to the kinds of movies that you're doing. Um, Sometimes films are not like that. It's all just about the kills and the gore, and that's it. There's no story to it. But I really appreciate that, and that you're challenging, you know, the way things are, and you're doing these unique stories and stuff too. I really appreciate that because I like thinking. I like to watch a film and
Thank you.
it makes me think, you know, and I want to watch it two or three or four times rather than just once and then that's the end of it and you move on kind of thing. I really appreciate that. So that's really cool. Where does all these ideas and stories come from?
Well, they come from the first form of inspiration is, of course, my background of horror movies and
Right.
books. Okay,
Yeah.
because if you watch the pyramid, you will see that is a sort of eraser, spaghetti eraser. Okay, we can call
Right.
it. There is no the cube, but there is the pyramid,
Yeah.
and the story is similar but different. I always start from a movie that impressed me, okay, and then
Yeah.
I put inside some other movies, some my ideas, past experience, traumas, a lot of things,
Right.
and I make movies for two motivation. The first one is to make always a tribute to horror because horror saves my life.
Right.
And second motivation is that I free myself from some ghosts or demons, and I put it on the movies, and I make stories that often has a bad ending because the illusion to escape from my demons, it's too much. So I can make a good ending. But the most interesting thing I think is that when I work with some actors and some other people that work inside the movie,
Yeah.
they give me suggestion, information, and this suggestion become part of the movie itself. So the movie is an evolving form, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very intense experience, a very intense experience.
Right. Speaking of actors, I have to look up the names because I can't remember the names, but you have several actors like
Yes,
Ingrid
yes.
Monticelli and Lorenzo Lapori that are
Yeah, sorry, see?
are they in all of your films?
Yeah, in a lot of movies because Ingrid
They're incredible, by the way.
is a
Yeah, I
great,
love her so
she's a
much. I'd
great
love to
actor.
talk to her one day too.
No, absolutely. She was my fiancée, okay? And
Oh,
yeah, yeah, she is a true horror fan.
yeah.
She's a good actress. So
Yeah.
I put her inside my movies and writing them on her, you know? And also for Lorenzo. Lorenzo is a true expert of horror movie. He is also a director,
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, we start a collaboration. He acted in Born Dead and in Blades in the Darkness. I also made the director of photography in 2 movies of Lorenzo: Flesh Contagion,
Oh,
yes, and Screams from the Swamp. And
okay.
we do this collaboration for 2 years. And he is also a very good actor.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
good.
absolutely. I'll have to
Yeah,
look into his films as well. Maybe we'll have
yeah,
to see if he'll come on the show too.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. That's really incredible. Um, okay, let's get into your latest film. I don't know how much you want to talk about or what you want to say, but oh, I really enjoyed it. It's different than some of the other films I've watched of yours. Yeah, tell us about it. Tell us about this new film.
Well, Blades in the Darkness, it's a very strange movie. And we made it in Albany, in Tirana, inside an old abandoned communist bunker. The
Wow.
idea to shoot the movie in Tirana was from the producer that write
Yep.
me, after he watch Born Dead, he write me a mail and he says, I want to produce your next movie. You know, I receive a lot of email when people in which people says I want to
Yeah.
produce, but it was serious. We talk, we meet a couple of times. Then I went to Tirana with Lorenzo to write the screenplay. We watch the place, we know the people, we make our own idea about the past communist regime and the actual situation of Albany. And
Yep.
we write this movie and we shoot this movie in a very extreme condition because inside the bunker was I think 10 degrees below zero. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, it
Okay,
was.
it's oh, my mind is blown. That's a whole nother level for this movie. I definitely have to watch it again. Wow. Okay, go ahead.
It was very cold, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of technical difficulties because Albany is an amazing place, but some aspect technology is a little behind respect Italy or USA.
Right, 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 right,
And
right.
also the transportation, there is a lot of
Yeah.
traffic, a lot of problem. But we shoot the movie, and it was a real true adventure. I have also inside the movie Manuela Arcuri. You don't know her, but she is a very popular TV actress in Italy, and
Okay.
she is very popular also in Albany. She
Right.
came and she made the commander wife, and I was very proud to have her on my set. And
Yep.
we shoot the movie with a lot of practical effort and a lot of problems inside the practical effort. But in the end, they come out. And I think,
Amazing.
yeah, I think especially the special makeup on Lorenzo. The special makeup on the face of Lorenzo is amazing. Also the
Yeah.
blades. We shoot the sequences with fake blades and true blades sometimes because when he hit
Wow.
the wall and the iron door, so he needs true blades to
Yep.
make the real impact. And sometimes we shoot with the fake blade, and often the fake blades broke. So wait, another blade, and they fight, and they broke. It
Wow.
was very hard, very hard, but it was a really extreme and amazing, unforgettable experience. Yeah.
Yeah, blades, knives, that freaks me out the most in a horror film. I don't know what it is. It freaks me out. It's like the scariest thing in the whole world. Was this a bigger budget film than
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
films? Yeah, because it
yeah.
it's got a different look to it. And like I said, I saw it. I so appreciate I got to see it ahead.
I'm very
But
proud. I'm very proud that you've seen it.
yeah,
Do
it
you,
was
do you
so
like the
great.
photography? Do you like the? I am also the director of photography. Do you
Oh
like it?
my God, yes. Yeah. No, it was beautiful. Beautifully filmed too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I had to watch it on a small screen, because
Mm.
but that's what you got to do, what you got to do. But I would have loved to have seen it on the big screen. I think it just would do so much more for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one day it'll come to a theater near me and I'll be able to see it. I don't know.
For the moment in Canada, we have done two festivals. The Astrophobia, we win as a best feature, and then the Demoniac, we win as best production design.
Right.
In the USA, we come out at the Days of the Dead in I think
Yeah.
Chicago.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's a very distant from British Columbia. You are from British Columbia, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. And a lot of stuff happens in Toronto, in that area too, because I have filmmaker friends that are, or actors that are in this area and they have to travel.
Oh,
There is stuff in Vancouver though. There is some stuff in
yeah.
Vancouver. So.
We tried to the selection of in Toronto After Dark Film Fest. We are waiting for a response, but it's a bigger festival. So
Okay.
uh, I don't know if they will select the movie, but I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, they should. Yeah, I'm gonna review it
Yeah.
after
Wow.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I just want everybody to, if they can get it, to see it, to watch it, kind of thing. Will it be available for people to stream?
Yes. I think that we are with an agency sales, Obscura from Los Angeles, and I think that it will be screened at the American Film Market in Santa
Okay.
Monica. And I hope that shortly it will be sold to some distributors. Maybe DVD and Blu-ray will come out.
Oh, yeah.
I hope very soon. I hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're big physical media
I,
collectors, so
wow,
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as putting these movies out, because there's so much gore and that, are there regulations and things that you run into problems with, or can you just go to town and do whatever you like?
Well, if you go theatrical, you must go into censorship. Okay, so you have some limits.
Right.
But Blaze in the Darkness is a very soft gore.
Right.
When I shoot it, I give a look to some limits, not to exaggerate, because Born Dead was a good hit for underground film, but
Right.
it was too much violent, and some movie theaters, some festival refuse it because they
Right.
say too much violence, too much sex. So I
Right.
go more softly with Blaze in the Darkness and put more action, more macho action fight.
Yep.
I think that Blaze in Darkness will have no so much problem to go out in theaters, and in home video, of course, no problem.
Right.
I think that there are not too much violence, not too much sex. We will see.
Right.
In the Balkans, there are no problems. They don't put censorship, so the movie
Right.
goes theatrically without problem. We see in
Right.
Italy or in the USA if it will happen. If we will have problem with the censorship. I hope there are no problem for
Right.
Blaze. No,
Yeah. What are your favorite? What would you rather be making, more of Blades in the Darkness or more like Born Dead?
Born Dead.
Yeah, they're so incredible. Both is very, very incredible, very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're so much fun, so much fun to watch.
It's more
I
intimate,
I think.
also more. It's a dark love story.
Yeah,
I love make the Born Dead. I love make Born Dead.
yeah, yeah. So what sorts of things do you have coming up that you can talk about?
Well, next week I will shoot a teaser to tease some producer to go financially in my new movie that it will be called Strings, and it's
Okay,
about classic music and masks, tribal masks, and nature when
yeah,
go against man, okay? Because
right,
the worst part of nature is the man, is human, okay? So it's a psychological horror movie with a lot of contemporary classic music. I think it can be interesting.
yeah.
In some ways, I don't know if you ever seen the movie The Divided.
No, I haven't.
Mm. It's similar for some aspect to The Divided. It's a movie from Xavier Gens. It's a movie from Belgium, France, and also USA. And I think that it can be interesting, very also morbid, you know.
Yep.
But I hope that we will find the budget to shoot it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you will. I can't wait to see it. I'm looking so forward to the rest of your films. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got to see Born Dead as a screener. It was kind of like a random thing, and I was like, "Wow, this is totally my kind of movie. I love this." So to be able to see more of your films is really exciting. Um, yeah, I absolutely wish you all the success in the world. I know you're going to go really far, and please remember me when you're big and famous. And
Always.
yeah,
Let me say a thing. I adore you because,
oh,
but it's not because you like my movie, but because you like to think when you watch movies. My
yeah,
movies are good, no good, I don't know. But the most important thing for me is to give a message that made people think bad
yeah.
things, good things, but bad people think. And when you write to me on Instagram that my movie made you think, I was completely
Ah,
okay.
yeah. Those are my favorite kinds of films. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love to be able to watch something a few times. And if I feel I can watch it a few times and I'm left thinking about it all evening as to what happened with that person, why did that happen? I love that. Like, what else is there? That's like so creative. I think that's amazing. Not to say there's nothing wrong with some of the slasher films that are just about kills and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
There's a place for that too, but I just appreciate that so much more. Yeah, I love dissecting and I like when I can't figure things out, because I'm the kind of person that watches a movie and goes, "Oh, this is what's happening. I see that's happening. I know this is what's going on." I like when I'm kind of like, what did that mean?
yeah.
Yeah, so incredible. So yeah, much continued success to you.
Thank
And
you. Thank you, Karen.
yeah, this was a little bit of a rigmarole to make this happen, and I'm so grateful that you stuck with it and were able to come on the show because this has been really, really incredible.
Thank you for your interview. For me, it's a true honor. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Long life to horror. Okay.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much,
Thank
Alex.
you. See you soon.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Bye.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did. It was so cool talking to Alex. Very interesting discussion, and he's awesome. Go check out his films. I have his socials and IMDb linked in the description box below to make that easy for you. And if you have any comments, if you've seen the films, if you haven't, please drop them down below, and I love to chat. You know I do. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it helps me out a lot, and subscribe to the channel for more interviews like this one. There's more coming up, and horror movie reviews, and of course updates on my horror comic, Spirits and Screams. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and stopping by. I love you all. Have a great evening, great Halloween, happy Halloween, and I will see you again next time. Bye, guys.